Hi guys, it's Stephanie. I was registering my kids for the AAPPL test and ran into a lot of problems, so as usual I have come up with a instructional video to kind of guide you through the steps and some of my solutions so that you can more effectively register your kids for this test. Alright, first of all, and this is part of the email that I'm sending out to you, if you look at the AAPPL at a Glance for 2014 sheet, there was this link that was posted in there. If you hold down Control and then click it, it's going to allow you to, it's going to open up this inside of your web browser, whichever one's your favorite web browser. Okay, so the username was BEAU1. And I do not recall what the password was, and I have tried to see if I could look to see what it is, and I can't figure it out. So I'm sure Martine has that information for us for what the password was. But I had it saved from when we worked on it in the training, so I'm just going to click Sign In. You're going to click on Test Requests over here, and then you're going to retrieve Test Request Template. Now, as you can see, there's a little problem here because it has the wrong email address for me because my name has an E in it. So I'm going to have to see about changing that. But anyway, if you come down here to the test request template, this will pull up for you. There's several things that you have to enter manually. First, you're going to have to enter the state, which is SC, district BCSD, school BHS, and then teacher. For me, that's Kelly. Now, this is where we run into a lot of issue. First, we need student ID numbers. Okay, if you open up your gradebook and go over to the Reports tab and click Student Roster at the bottom, there are several options that you need to check. First, Export CSV. Then you need to make sure that you have the student name, student number, gender, and grade level checked. Then you can run your report. Once you've run your report, click OK, and it'll open up this spreadsheet, which doesn't nearly have all of the information we have. If I make this wider so I can see everything, you'll notice that the student numbers aren't showing up right, the names are in one column instead of two. Well, to fix the names, we're going to click on column B, right click, and insert. Now we have an extra column. If we click on column A again and go to Data, Text to Columns, Next, and change this from tab to comma and space, and then Next, and then Finish, it'll split their names from what they were to their last name and first name. Now we need to fix this student number issue. Click at the top, right click, Format Cells, Number, change this to 0, OK. Now you can see the correct student numbers. Now, I'm going to split my screen by moving that over to one side and move this over to the other side. Now I can see that I needed student ID numbers. So I'm going to come into this first cell, click it, and then drag down so it highlights that whole section of numbers. Then I'm going to hold down Control C until you see this little dotted line moving around. That means I've copied it. I'm going to come over to this space, Control V, and all of my numbers will appear. Under last name, I'm going to do the same thing I did with the numbers. I'm going to click on that first last name, drag down, Control C to copy, click on the first box, Control V to paste. Next is first name. I'm going to click on Dewan. I'm going to drag it down, Control C to copy, click on the first box for first name, Control V to paste. Under gender, click on the first box, drag down, Control C to copy. Come over here, Control V to paste. The next box asks for language. For this, it's going to be Spanish. Don't need anything about Chinese. It is a speaking test that we're going to be doing, so I'm going to put X. not doing writing, not doing reading and listening. Not it's test form A because this is a Spanish 2 class. If you're teaching Spanish 1 or Spanish 2 or French 1 or French 2, you're going to put A. If you're teaching 3 and 4, that'll be a B. And this is a Spanish 2 class. So I put a 2. Grade level. Okay, now I'm going to come back over here, click and then drag down, Control C to copy, come to this first box, Control V to paste. Now, if we look at this spreadsheet in its entirety, there are a lot of holes still in it, right? Not really. If you click in this first box where it says SC and then drag over to Kelly, or in whatever your name is, and then if you see this little green box over here, if you hover over it, it'll change to a plus sign. You can drag down and it'll autofill all those boxes. The same thing's true for here. You can actually click Spanish and then hold down the mouse and then come all the way over to where it says grade level, but stop right before it. So course level is where you want to stop. And then you can drag down. It'll autofill all those boxes that you need. And then the last piece is Heritage Learner. Now, if you look at these, the only person that I have even close to Heritage Learner is Josie, but Josie's not fluent in Spanish, so I'm not going to put her down as a Heritage Learner. She doesn't just sporadically start speaking Spanish. So if you have someone who can carry on a conversation, like they learned it in their house, that's the Heritage Learner, and so you'll put an X next to that person's name. But I don't have any in this class. So you're going to do the same thing with all of your classes. You just start on the next line. So if I come back here, I can close this one out. I'm finished with it now. If I wanted to do my Spanish 2 class, student roster, everything's already set up. I just click Run Report. OK. And of course Excel doesn't like me right now because I have too many things open, so I'm going to try that again. Run report. Okay. Yeah, there it's opened up again. Make a little room so I can read everything. Make an extra column. I can go data, text to columns, next. It's already set up for me. Next, finish. So let's split that. This column, right click, format cells, number 0. Okay. I've got all my data again. So I can just add to the bottom. So coming over student ID number, I click there, drag down, Control C to copy, Control V to paste. Last names, Control C to copy, Control V to paste. Here, Control C to copy, Control V to paste. So you can see it's actually not as difficult as I thought it was going to be, simply because I figured out how to do the Excel spreadsheet. Control C to copy. So you need to go down to grade level here, Control V to paste, and then I'm just dragging again, so copy all those and then plus sign, drag down. Click this whole row here up to the grade level and then drag down. Oh, I see an error. Alright, see how all of a sudden it started to tell me that my course years of study was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You need to make sure it's not doing that to you. All these kids are Spanish too. So if I click on that first box and pull down, it'll change them all back to 2. And do I have any native speakers in that class? Natalie's parents speak it, she doesn't. Christina's grandparents speak it, she doesn't. Anastasia's grandparents speak it, she doesn't. So I don't have any in that class either. But that's how you're going to do it. And then you save it, save the file, and then when you come back in here, you upload by choosing your test file. I have mine on my desktop right now. So that's Apple Test Request Template Kelly. Open. and I submit it there. But I'm not going to do that until I've talked to Charlie about changing my name. If you have any questions, guys, this does take a while to do, so please start on it as soon as possible. If you have any questions, just ask me and I'll see if I can pop by and give you some help. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.